Friedrich Nietzsche, philosopher, iconoclast, and beyond. Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche, born on October 15, 1844, in the small Prussian town of Raaken, would go on to become one of the most influential and controversial philosophers of the 19th century. His life was marked by intellectual brilliance, personal struggles, and a profound re-evaluation of traditional values and beliefs. In this 3,000-word biography, we will delve into Nietzsche's life, his philosophical contributions, and his enduring impact on Western thought. Early life and education, 1844 to 1869. Friedrich Nietzsche was born into a pious Lutheran family. His father, Karl Ludwig Nietzsche, was a Lutheran pastor, and his mother, Franziska Oehler Nietzsche, was a devout housewife. Nietzsche's upbringing was steeped in religious tradition, and he displayed remarkable academic prowess from a young age. His father passed away when Friedrich was just 5 years old, leaving him to be raised in a household dominated by women, including his mother, sister, and 2 maiden aunts. Nietzsche's early education took place at the local gymnasium in Naumburg, where he excelled in various subjects, particularly languages and music. He began studying Latin and Greek, skills that would later prove instrumental in his philosophical pursuits. His passion for music led him to learn to play the piano and compose music, a hobby he would continue throughout his life. At the age of 14, Nietzsche entered the renowned Forta boarding school, where he was exposed to a rigorous classical education. Here, he developed a keen interest in the works of ancient Greek philosophers, such as Plato and Aristotle, laying the foundation for his future philosophical inquiries. Nietzsche's time at Forta also exposed him to the world of classical philology, a field that would become his academic focus. In 1864, at the age of 20, Nietzsche began studying theology and classical philology at the University of Bonn. However, his academic pursuits were interrupted by mandatory military service during the Prussian-Danish War. Afterward, he continued his studies in classical philology at the University of Leipzig. It was during this time that he encountered the works of Arthur Schopenhauer, a philosopher who profoundly influenced his thinking. Early works and academic career, 1869 to 1879. Nietzsche completed his doctoral studies in 1869 with a dissertation on the ancient Greek poet Theognis, and he soon gained a reputation as a talented classical philologist. He secured a position as a professor of classical philology at the University of Basel in Switzerland. Nietzsche's academic career allowed him to delve deep into the study of ancient texts, particularly those of the Greeks, and his philological work would remain a critical aspect of his life. During his tenure in Basel, Nietzsche published a series of influential works on classical philology, including The Birth of Tragedy, 1872, and On Truth and Lies in a Non-Moral Sense, 1873. The Birth of Tragedy marked a significant departure from traditional philological scholarship. In it, Nietzsche argued that ancient Greek tragedy emerged from the interplay of 2 artistic impulses: the Apollonian, representing order, beauty, and rationality, and the Dionysian, representing chaos, intoxication, and ecstasy. This dichotomy laid the foundation for Nietzsche's later philosophical ideas. While Nietzsche's early works earned him recognition in academic circles, they also signaled a shift toward a more philosophical and literary style of writing. His ideas began to diverge from conventional academic thought, and this change would ultimately lead him on a path of radical philosophical exploration. 3. Break with academic life and health struggles, 1879 to 1889. In 1879, Nietzsche abruptly resigned from his teaching position at the University of Basel due to health concerns. His life was marked by a series of physical and mental health issues, which would plague him for the remainder of his days. Scholars continue to debate the exact nature of his ailments, which have been attributed to conditions ranging from migraines to syphilis. Regardless of the cause, Nietzsche's health problems had a profound impact on his life and work. Following his departure from academia, Nietzsche embarked on a period of extensive travel. He lived in various locations across Europe, including Switzerland, Italy, and France. These years of wandering and solitude provided him with the opportunity to explore his philosophical ideas more deeply and to write prolifically. During this period, Nietzsche produced some of his most famous and influential works, including Thus Spoke Zarathustra, 1883–1885. This philosophical novel is perhaps Nietzsche's most famous work. It introduces the character of Zarathustra, who descends from the mountains to share his ideas about the Ubermensch, and the eternal recurrence. The book is written in a poetic and aphoristic style, making it one of Nietzsche's most challenging and enigmatic works. Beyond Good and Evil, 1886. In this book, Nietzsche critiques traditional moral values and presents his philosophy of will to power. He argues for a re-evaluation of values and the abandonment of conventional notions of good and evil. Nietzsche's call for a new ethics and a more individualistic approach to morality would have a profound impact on 20th-century thought. On the Genealogy of Morality, 1887. In this work, Nietzsche traces the origins of moral concepts and examines the evolution of concepts like guilt, responsibility, and punishment. He delves into the psychology of resentment and explores the idea of the slave morality that he believed dominated Western culture. These works challenged conventional wisdom and provoked strong reactions from readers and critics alike. Nietzsche's provocative ideas, his rejection of religion and traditional morality, and his critique of society's values made him a highly controversial figure. Mental Collapse and Final Years, 1889–1900. In January 1889, Nietzsche suffered a mental breakdown in Turin, Italy, which led to his hospitalization. The exact nature of this breakdown remains a subject of speculation, but it marked the end of his productive writing career. Following his breakdown, Nietzsche's remaining years were marked by mental instability and dependence on others, including his sister, Elisabeth Forster Nietzsche. Elisabeth played a complex and controversial role in Nietzsche's life. She took control of his writings and legacy after his breakdown and, in some interpretations, manipulated and distorted his ideas to suit her own agenda, including her association with anti-Semitic and nationalist movements. It is important to note that Nietzsche himself had expressed strong opposition to anti-Semitism and nationalism in his writings. Nietzsche spent the final years of his life in various care facilities, including the Jena Asylum. His health continued to deteriorate, and he was unable to care for himself. On August 25, 1900, Friedrich Nietzsche passed away at the age of 55. Legacy and influence. Nietzsche's ideas were met with mixed reactions during his lifetime, and his legacy remains a subject of intense debate among scholars and philosophers. His influence, however, cannot be denied, as his works have had a profound impact on various fields, including philosophy, literature, psychology, and art. Existentialism. Nietzsche's ideas, particularly his concept of the Overman, or Superman, had a significant influence on existentialist philosophers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus. Existentialism emphasizes individual freedom, choice, and the absence of inherent meaning in the universe, themes that resonate with Nietzsche's philosophy. Psychology. Nietzsche's exploration of human psychology, including the notions of the will to power and the unconscious, influenced the development of psychology, especially the work of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Literature. Nietzsche's literary style, characterized by aphorisms and unconventional prose, inspired many writers, including Hermann Hesse, Thomas Mann, and Franz Kafka. Art and aesthetics. His ideas on the Apollonian and Dionysian dichotomy, as well as his views on the role of art in society, had a lasting impact on the world of art and aesthetics. Philosophy. Nietzsche's critiques of traditional morality, his rejection of God, and his call for a re-evaluation of values continue to be central topics in philosophy. His works have been interpreted and appropriated by various philosophical movements, including postmodernism and nihilism. While Nietzsche's ideas continue to be a subject of controversy and debate, his contributions to Western thought are undeniable. He challenged prevailing norms and values, encouraged individual self-discovery, and questioned the foundations of morality and belief. His writings remain essential reading for anyone interested in philosophy, ethics, and the human condition. Nietzsche's enduring legacy as a philosopher, iconoclast, and provocateur ensures that his influence will continue to shape intellectual discourse for generations to come.